Happy Monday, y'all. Y'all know where I'm at. We fixing to do some science out in the greenhouse. Or should I say, this is our winter greenhouse garden. You know I'm going to change the title the next garden update. But what did you think about what we accomplished this weekend? The pad to our well turned out amazing. We're going to let it sit, cure. He's got to form something to the outside. Y'all know, I don't know what it's called, but he got to form something. And then this weekend, we will put the well house on it and then eventually move the saltwater tank and the new blue bladder tank. I think I'm right on that. Anyhow, what did y'all think? Cameron helped and did an amazing job. Guys, I didn't have anything to do with it. I'm just saying. I kind of supervised. Because that was a hot mess. He had to mix 10 80-pound bags. Yes, 10 80-pound bags of Sac Creek. Because he needed it to be 4 inches, which is what a car rides up on. But I can't remember. Oh, I know, because of the footers. That's what he called it. He's got to slope footers. And the way he strategically placed the frame is where the well house is going to go. It's going to have double doors. You know, y'all know what my green metal garden shed looks like. It's identical. So therefore, he can open both doors if we ever have to pull the well. It's sitting right there. He can put a well crank, because he said he's going to build one this winter because that pulling was just almost too much for him. And then it'll be accessible to the outside. And then, of course, we still have to get power run out there, its own breaker and something else. But we'll do videos on that, because the way he's going to do it, I think, is it's kind of genius. And it may help some of you guys, or maybe y'all have already got your well house set up like that. I don't know. But I was so happy to be able to get this checked off the list moving forward to the completion of our well house. And with it being 83 today, 80s throughout the next 7 to 10 days, yes, we were blessed to get these temps to be able to finish something extremely important before the cold sets in. But right now, we're going to do just a walkthrough, and then we're going to sit down and we're going to do a little science project. And I'll also show you what I'm feeding my brassicas, because remember, I told y'all when I closed out the summer, moving to the brassicas, I do feed a little different, and I'll explain why I use this fertilizer. But you can also, I'll give you exchanges for this fertilizer to another one of your choice, as long as you're correct on your NP and K, and we'll discuss that in a minute. But right now, let's do a walkabout. We'll run outside to the big garden, look at the Brussels sprouts, cabbage, and we have some more broccoli out there, I believe. Now, I didn't mark them, but you can pretty well tell by the leaf what each plant is. So let's start in the greenhouse garden. Don't mind our little desk. We're going to get to that in a minute. But let me show you down here. Remember when I told you the rain hit really hard? Well, I reseeded our mixed leafy greens, lettuce, and they've already popped their heads up. I had totally forgot I had my 2 pots sitting outside when that rain came in. This one bounced back up perfectly. So we'll start at this end. Cabbage is looking good. Still don't know what this is. Here's another one, and there's another one. I don't know. Remember, I said I was going to leave it. But, guys, if you look, here's one, here's one, here's one. So they're moving in a circular. So I may have planted and forgot to mark it and planted my cabbage there. I really don't know. Here's our other cabbage. Mo's carrots is coming up. Remember, I made like a smiley face. Look at our mustard greens. Y'all, I cannot wait. Here is that Tassio greens. Remember from Hall's Tool? That one of you guys gifted me way back, I guess. I still haven't researched, but I'm going to tell you what. You talk about a pretty green. I'm excited about these. There's our purple top turnips. They are spaced pretty good. I could have thinned them some, but I'm going to let them go because I'm seeing that there is a good spacing. See, if you look here and you look here, they're actually a good spacing. Here's our broadleaf mustard. Absolutely gorgeous. Loving the greenhouse, but remember I have a 40% shade cloth here. Here is our collards. And no, I haven't thinned them. But I'm noticing something, okay? I'm noticing they are all moving. Let me see if I can back up. Do you see how they're spaced here? They're really not. Look, they are actually separated, but they're moving this away to find light. Now, if you look here, that is not a collard. This is not a collard. This is actually a mustard. So I must have dropped a couple of seeds there. Here's our rutabagas. They are separated good. There is about a good 4 to 5 inch spacing. There again, they're wanting to pull this away, which is an indication trying to find light. I just go and just move them back very gently like this. But they're going to find their way. But when they get a little bit stronger, they'll lift up. Here is our rutabagas. Doing good. Here is our Denver carrots. And a weed. But I'm happy with them. But I'll have to show you what the other ones are doing. We're going to go down the center. Fennel is doing good. But guys, a lot of dead space. So I didn't get a good germination in my opinion. I mean, we've got some fennel. I may go in there and make a little row and plant some more seeds throughout. But not good germination. It was the only seed pack I had of fennel. The Cheers cabbage is doing good. Remember, I started them from seed. And I know you're wondering, what am I doing? I borrowed some dirt from here. That's for our science project. Moe's carrots are smiling. Golden cabbage, doing good. Moe's carrots. But guys, I left this on purpose. I put 2 seeds here because I wanted to see which was going to be the strongest. And we never like to do this, but it's a must. I chose to keep that one and dispose of this one. The same here. And there we are. The lemons are turning. Beautiful. If I pan up, you'll start seeing some yellow spots. That's what I call them. Some down here. These have not started turning too much. But the ones to the other side is what's directly in the sun. Here is our other cabbage. And this is a golden cabbage. And the radishes that I sprinkled around are doing good. Here is our slicer. Tomatoes growing great. The other one's coming on. Look at this. I've got blooms. So let's give it a little pat. Another bloom. Give it a little pat. So far, my hothouse tomato, it's shining. Now we're going to start getting into the broccoli. Remember, I set it by itself. Spinach, it's doing good. I'm ready to dive into this though. Here's our Brussels sprout and our carrots. What's down in there? Just some little baby leaves. Still no bug damage. I do believe the oregano is taking off. Rosemary's doing good, but rosemary and oregano water differently. Rosemary tends to want it on the drier side. Oregano, moist side. So I'm probably going to dig my rosemary up and set it by itself and allow the oregano to just fill in this bucket. Another Brussels sprout. And then we move to the 3 broccolis along with the carrots. Now here's the short and sweet carrots. Remember I told you they're doing better than the Danvers. Now you can see the original ones, see? But you can also see, let me move slow. There's the other ones that I sprinkled in here and I did not cover because they were so leggy. I was questioning, but it looks like they're going to fill in the bucket, the new plants that we did, the new seeds, but these are doing great. Now let's talk about radish. Let me back up. And I wanted to harvest, but I wasn't going to do it till I had you guys with me. Can y'all see? Let me get down in here. Look at that. But I kind of want to let it go. But we're going to go ahead and pull it just to see. Look at that. Now, that's that purple. I think this is the, yeah, it's the purple. I'll have to look back at my notes. I could let it go 2 more days. But why? I wanted to pull a radish with y'all. And look at that. Let's run outside real quick. Remember, this was our long potato bed. Brussels sprouts. Now, I want y'all to look at this. Got a little bit of bites. Now, these are outdoors in the elements, where the greenhouse, none. I do have a cover I can put on these if I continuously see little bite marks. Tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pop that one off. I mean, I don't have, you know, munchers, just a few little bite marks. See, like this. And I'm checking behind the leaves. I haven't found anything, so just got to keep an eye on this. Because once they start, guys, they'll rip your brassicas apart. It's going to be our first feeding since we planted these. And remember, I started with garden tome. There you go. While I'm out here, look, Buddy's peppers, still blooming. That freeze did not touch them a bit, guys. Look at that. We've got some turning. If y'all could see how y'all are set up. I got that old tripod. It's just like a stick. Well, I got y'all shoved down in the emerald crown broccoli tub. In the corner, it's not going to affect nothing. Let's just hope the wind don't blow. It should be just fine. We ain't in that other one that ain't secured. But now it's time to do our science project. But I did rinse that radish off because I want to try it, y'all. Okay? No bite. Look at that. Zero bite. You know how your cherry bell, I have a bite? This is almost sweet. Beautiful reddish. I can't remember the name of these. I've got the package though. Yes. Now I don't know what I put in these other ones. I didn't write it down. Of course you'll know because they'll start crowning. But I've got more of these seeds. I will be planning me another mess today. Now, oh Lord, we're going to talk about this fertilizer. This doesn't mean that you have to use this. This is what I have. I've had this particular bottle I'm about to show you, oh my gosh, 4 or 5 years, okay? But I do use this, and it's mainly not what it's intended for. The TNT Tomato Booster. You're thinking, well, you said brassicas. It's because I'm not worried about what the picture says and what it's intended for. Even though this is great for tomatoes, I'm looking at the 5, 16, 12. So you see it's lower in nitrogen because I started these with a higher nitrogen, okay? Now we have to go to the phosphorus. That's your P. What the phosphorus is, just like I had explained when we started our spring garden. Once I get the plants established, and I usually use a garden tone to get them established, and I know that they have come up, then I move to the phosphorus because I'm trying to get girth. I'm trying to get root growth, stamina of the root, and start producing bloom. But in the brassicas, I don't really want to produce the bloom as you would see in peppers and tomatoes, squash, all of that. What I'm looking for is it to start its crown, whether that be broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage. It's going to start its crown, okay? Well, in order to achieve that, I've got to bring in a higher, at this point, this feeding, a higher phosphorus. The potash, or some know it as potassium, that's your K. That's where it, as I said, is a multivitamin, okay? It's the health of the plant, so it continuously grows and maintains a healthier being. That also helps, but doesn't prevent, but it helps in aiding your tainted dirt, your tainted soil, your bacteria. Especially when it comes to brassicas, you tend to get more worms normally in brassicas. What do those worms do? They poop. So when you water, or if they're in an outdoor climate and that rain hits it, that poop then goes into your dirt or soil. Guys, I normally say dirt, so don't come at me when you say it's soil. It's however your language is going to be, but it's still the dirt, okay? It's just dirt. So what I'm trying to do is keep the plant as healthy as I can. That's why this is a 12, because I'm only focused on keeping it healthy, your Centrum Daily Vitamin. Right now, I need to push the phosphorus, okay? I need to push the growth. I need to stabilize the stalk. I need to push those roots, make them grow. Kind of like if you put gelatin in your hair, it makes it grow, or your nails. Same principle. But what I don't want to do is continuously feed a high nitrogen. So by keeping it at a 5, I'm just balancing it, okay? But this is how Lippy does it. Now, you don't have to use this. It's just what I have that is allowing me to get as much of the phosphorus, that's your P, as I can get. It's what's in my garden shed. This is what I'm going to use. Now, you can use a fish emulsion at the start, and that would give you like a 10, 10-4-4, 10-5-5. They even have a 10-1-1 if you were starting. You can also go to the one that is 0-10-10, meaning no nitrogen. I use that when it comes to my fruits, as in tomatoes. You see me use it in my peppers. You'll see me use it in my squash and zucchini. But what you'll never see me use a 0 nitrogen is in my brassicas. But I want it as low as it can get. So you can use any other brands that you want, from organic to non-organic, okay? I'm just simply using this, and I keep it around. 1/2 ounce per gallon, okay? Which is your 0.5. So 1/2 ounce to a gallon of water. Well, what I did was I mixed it with my rain water out of my rain catchment. But I will put a little drink. I'm not like watering like you would with a water hose. I am just going to go through and give them a couple of little glug, glug, glugs and stop. Glug, glug, glug and stop. I am feeding. Then early evening, I will come back in and I will water. Because I watered yesterday evening. I don't want to run water behind my feed. I want it to sit not just right on the plant, off to the side. Let it do its thing. Let that dirt that's not dry, but on the drier side because I haven't watered, I want it to start grabbing it. In other words, I don't want to immediately dilute more. I want that dirt to start grabbing, okay, the moisture, but actually it's grabbing the fertilizer. Then this afternoon, late afternoon, early evening, I will come in and water and distribute that all around. That's my method of my brain. Not that it's right. You have to do what's right for you, but it's right for me, and it works. And I told y'all, I'm not going to use big words. One, I don't understand them. Two, I probably couldn't spell them, but I got enough common sense and enough years of experience that I hope that I break things down to where it's easy to follow and easy to understand. But as long as your NPK is good, you're good, okay? Just understanding what those are and how your plants at certain times require a certain nutrient. Whew. Say all that real fast twice. I couldn't. So, I'm going to somehow figure out how to bend y'all down. And we're going to get now, this is purified water out of the Alexa Pure. I shouldn't need more water than this. In this cup, I went around every brassica, from broccoli to cauliflower to the cabbage. I did not do the tomato. I did not do my carrots, and I did not do my radishes. But all the others, I went around and I grabbed kind of a heap. I dug down 4 to 6 inches, grabbed about a teaspoon. I stole to come up with a 1/2 cup of dirt. Not the outside plants. I will do those separate because those actually went directly into dirt that was already there. If you remember, in the garden, the greenhouse garden, we actually took some compost that we had from chicken manure almost a year ago, rabbit manure. We stole from various beds throughout the large garden and we added perlite to make our mineral tubs here in the greenhouse. So, because we stole from this side to this side, and we made sure we stayed to the outer side, guys, because it's going to be easier to refill. I can't tell you where it all came from. It's just throughout, plus our compost and so forth. So, and then we did the garden tone when we planted everything. So this is what we're going to start with. I think it's going to be fine. So I'm going to drop you. Boy, if y'all could see the position I'm in. All right, y'all there? Don't move. Don't be slinging your hands, because y'all going to fall over. And yes, this is my little tabletop. All right. Whew, I didn't bring me a stir. Now, how in the world, let me see. I got to find something to stir with. Here's a stick. Oh, that ain't strong enough. Well, it might be. I don't know. I forgot my stick. We're going to make it work. I'm going to just put water up in here till about right there. Bet I can do this. Oh, yeah. See, Lippy, use some common sense. All right. Now, I'm just going to set this here out of the way. Y'all don't move. Y'all going to dump my stuff over. Lord. Okay. I don't even have a rag. Well, there's my rag, guys. It's an adventure when y'all come out in the garden with Lippy. Well, heck, if y'all go in the kitchen with Lippy. Now, this is the kit y'all have seen me use. Good Lord, probably as long as I've had a YouTube channel, okay? I don't do fancy. I don't send mine off. If you can and you can afford it, by all means do it. I understand Grower Solution is giving a heck of a discount, so y'all could go over to Deep South Homestead. I believe they have a discount code, I believe, and get you one of those kits. But I still have plenty in this kit, and you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Well, mine ain't broke. So, and then I still have plenty of my tabs left. So the first thing we're going to start with is the nitrogen. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this sitting right here, but I'm going to try, okay? I need to get one tablet out, just like that. There we go. Now, I will be getting my reading off of this. My solution has set about a good 20 minutes, okay? So I'm going to set it back over here because I don't want to spill it. Now we're going to work on the nitrogen. Okay, here's my capsule. And I hope my temporary desk is stable. Oh, well, I can only hope. Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to hold it with my hands. Now, I will not be stirring. Let me show you guys. I'm not stirring. I've allowed the dirt or the soil to go to the bottom. I do have some residual floaters like the perlite and all. But if you go down about halfway, you ought to get a pretty good clean draw. And there is a fill line to these canisters, okay? We've met the fill line on the test side. Now let's fill the reference side. Tell you what, I'm gonna turn it around like this so y'all can see what I'm doing. Okay, I am even there. Now let's get our capsule. Now I will do all four because I let mine sit about 10 minutes. This is where it's critical. You got to separate this capsule very carefully, and it's got to go to the smaller chamber side, which is your test side, not the chart side. Oh, that scared me. I got a lizard in here. That about scared me. Okay, let me empty my capsule really well. Okay. Let's get my cap on. We're going to shake it. Okay. Set it to the side. Let's move to our phosphorus. Now that I've got my NP and K field sitting over there, now it's time to check our pH. This is done a little different. You put your soil, which I just took, like I said, handfuls, and I did not dilute it in rainwater, distilled water. And I added just enough to the soil fill line. This is when we're going to add my distilled water to the water fill line, which I went way over. Let's see, where are we at? All right, there we are. Now we're gonna check our pH. Okay, it's been about 15 minutes. We're gonna start with our pH test. I don't know if you can see, you never wanna put it in direct sunlight, you just want it light. Right now, it's looking like my pH is neutral, okay? It's a little bit lighter than on the alkaline side. So I am saying it's about neutral, and I don't know if you can see that very well. We know that it's not slightly acidic. We know that it's not alkaline. I would say it's almost in the neutral, okay? Now, let's look at our nitrogen. I don't know if the camera's gonna pick up, but in my opinion, and I'm just now picking this up, I am between adequate and sufficient. Let me hold it up in the light. Yes, I am not surplus. So I am definitely between adequate and sufficient, okay? That's why you want them to sit a good while and settle. Let's look at our phosphorus. My brain went blank. Okay, let me look up in the light. I am just adequate, okay? So you see why I am concentrating on my phosphorus. Now, I did, while these were sitting, I went ahead and gave a couple of glugs to my brassicas. Because remember, I'm dropping the nitrogen. I want my phosphorus to be the heavy hitter. I want my potash, potassium to be my vitamin. So, I look for this to change. Because right now, I'm barely adequate. No, I am adequate when I turn it like this. So, I'm above deficient, but I'm about adequate. Okay, so I know that I needed to increase that. So, I'm fine with that. Now, your potash or your potassium. Let's see where we're at. I am definitely adequate. I'm going to try to be still. It's lighter than sufficient, much lighter than surplus. It's darker than deficient, so I am adequate. Now, I don't know if y'all can see, my phone's starting to say it's hot, so it may be a little bit faded. I hope not. So I need to wrap this up because my phone is saying getting warm. And it actually feels good in here, but I didn't do perfect on maybe trying to explain how I use my test kit. But it works, and I hope I took my time to explain and to actually show the results. Like I said, I let these rest 10-15 minutes, as long as it took me to feed, and I filled up my gallon jug one more time and I fed the outside. So 10 to 15 minutes, because you really want it to settle. I'm gonna actually leave these in here for another 10 minutes to see if they change. I don't think that they will, because they still look the same as they did, 1 minute ago. But that is our garden update, and this is how I test using what I have. But I will leave the link to Deep South Homestead's Grower Solution link if you want a more broad result, because I think they check from your salt content, your direct alkaline, your nitrogen. I don't know, it's a host. So if you really want to go that in depth, there's going to be the link. I'm perfectly fine with this. It pretty much read what I suggested it would before we ever even started the test. But I'm very pleased with my greenhouse garden. I am pleased outdoors, but I'm really pleased in here. The tomato is showing. So I'm going to just stay on Lippy track, keep doing what I do. Next week, we'll resume to a Sunday for our garden update. But like I said, we were so busy trying to get that done out there, I never even thought about doing a video. But I hope the rest of your Monday goes well. I hope it's a blessed one. So as always, stay safe, stay well, and God bless. And I will see you on the next one.